Hey peeps, Veen here, and we're continuing on with the Great Ace Attorney. Last time, I'll be honest, it's been a while since I've done a recording, so work with me a little bit. But if I remember, because this actually stuck out pretty well, in which we are here to defend this fella here, Mr. McGilded. And we're doing this so that way we can earn our way to become a proper attorney in honor of our friend. However, from the way it sounds, this is already a losing case. So, let's go ahead and continue. It's cursed! Cursed? What on earth?
The defendant is summoned, and his counsel. Please make your way to the courtroom. The trial is about to begin.
His counsel? Oh, that would be me! Oh, 'tis time. Well then, fella, don't let me down. But I don't know anything about the case. Yeah, you haven't told me what happened. Until you showed your face here. I'd made up my mind, so Sorry? I decided I'd have to defend myself in there. How would that have worked? But then you made an appearance, a student of law, wouldn't you know? 'Tis no accident, I can assure you of that. 'Tis fate. So don't get cold feet now, please. I literally know nothing about the case or about this man who stands accused. In fact, the only thing I do know is that I can't just turn my back on him. Mr. Naruhodo. The man has no one. He'll have to stand alone in that courtroom, armed with nothing to defend himself. Yes, something that Kazuma would never have allowed to happen.
Counsel for the defense, what are you doing? If you're late for the start of the trial, you will lose your right to stand.
I'll be right there. It's happening then. My first trial in the British court. I hope you're watching over me, Kazuma, because I have no idea how I am going to manage this. Ooh. Dangerous, yet fancy. Oh. So this is the highest court in Great Britain, the Old Bailey. The centuries of history in this place is palpable, isn't it? So different to the Supreme Court in Japan. It feels both imposing and serene at the same time. The atmosphere almost makes the words redundant. Whenever the country determining a person's guilt or innocence is always a solemn affair. May I say something, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh, yeah, what? Your eyes look ready to pop out of your head again. I know, but I just can't help it. I see that. What the hell? Oh my lord, is this gonna be the first time I do a different judge voice? Normally I stick to the same voice for every judge, but this guy looks a bit different. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. We are here today to determine the guilt or innocence of Mr. Magnus McGilded. I now call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare the willingness to proceed.
The prosecution is fully prepared.
You know I gotta do a vampire voice. This is the guy we're working with. That must be the Reaper of the Bailey. He really does look fully prepared to dispatch his next poor victim to the underworld. Counsel for the defense, you appear to be Eastern. Do you speak English? Oh, yeah, of course. Sorry. But he asked if the defense was ready. And I couldn't be further from ready if I tried. Whoa. Yes, sir. Those eyes please me. Nipponese? They shroud your fear, your doubt, your trepidation. They run wild, clinging to some phantom notion of courage. The quintessential look of a sacrificial lamb. A cold shiver just ran down my spine, all the way to the tip of my toes. Now, Mr. McGilded. Yes, my lord. You stand accused of murder, a capital offense. You should be sent to the gallows if found guilty. Are you quite sure you wish to entrust your defense to this foreigner? As I've always said, my lord, 'tis a grand thing to give opportunities to the young. Even if the fella is a student from the little island off in the Far East. Is it not the British way to ignore the dangers to yourself and give those less fortunate a fair chance? I'd like to think that acts of chivalry do the great British Empire proud. Mr. McGilded, what a fine gentleman London has in him.
Did you hear that he donated £5,000 to the government the other day?
Mother, please may we come play in McGilded Park?
It seems as though everyone in the public gallery is firmly behind Mr. McGilded.
That's definitely welcome news, and he certainly has a way with words. I'm surprised he couldn't convince anyone to defend him. Eloquently put, Mr. McGilded, and most laudable sentiments. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I'm sure I need hardly remind you that you 6 members of the public have been selected for your impartially. Are you ready to proceed? Oh God. I gotta figure this one out.
Yes, my lord. If the task is to send authors to gallows where they belong, I'm more than ready.
At the manor, his lordship always says we should dispose of rubbish promptly. Naturally, I agree.
Any criminals here will soon be wishing they never set eyes on me. Oh no.
Over your chair.
Oh, don't mind me, my dears. I'll just be getting on with my knitting. Must finish these mitts for my grandson.
Mr. Naruhodo, those people are...
The jury. Yeah. That's something we don't have in Japan yet. But wait, what? Didn't we? Ah, forget it.
That's right. I've only ever read about it. But here in Great Britain, the court's final verdict depends on the opinions of these 6 jurors. The judge passes a sentence according to the law, but the jurors have to determine guilt based on common sense. So the defense is ultimately judged from 2 completely different points of view.
But now, how exactly do the jurors give their verdict?
That I don't know, but I'm sure it'll become clear as the trial progresses.
Yeah.
Prosecutor Van Zykes.
My lord.
It's been a number of years since we've seen you here in the courtroom. I thought you renounced your fame.
I'm known as the Reaper of the Bailey, my lord. Infamy rather than fame, I would say. But yes, 5 years have passed since I last spread my wings in this capacity.
So, what brings you back? Is there some change of circumstances of which the court should be aware?
I leave that to your imagination, my lord.
So the Reaper has been out of action for 5 years? Why did he have to choose today of all days to make a comeback?
Don't lose heart, Mr. Naruhodo.
As you wish, sir. The court nevertheless welcomes your return. Now then, opening statements, I think. Somewhere in the case, if you please.
Certainly, my lord. As your lordship is aware, this is a case of overwhelming simplicity.
Must be the only ones here who aren't aware.
The incident took place in the late evening, 3 days past. The hour was some minutes after 10. The victim was a maker of building bricks known in the community as Thrice-Fired Mason.
Sorry, thrice?
He was a very accomplished craftsman. The bricks he fired were said to be almost indestructible.
Yes! The victim's corpse was discovered in an omnibus in service to the streets of London at the time. A dagger that had been thrust into the victim's abdomen is believed to be the ultimate cause of death. Here is the autopsy report from the investigation medical officer at Scotland Yard.
Thank you, counsel. I shall accept that and the photograph as evidence.
Alright. Thankfully, we've gotten to see. Well, this is exactly clear, visible, but his face is.
And once further item of evidence. The prosecution wishes to submit these as well.
And these are... Good Lord! Is that blood, counsel?
Yes, my lord. Seized by a policeman who arrived at the scene. Those gore-soaked gloves were taken from the hands of the accused when he was arrested.
What? Mr. McGilded's gloves had blood on them?
Yes, I will accept these as evidence as well.
Oh boy.
How did I get into this? I'm back into a corner before I even started.
Continuing. According to the driver of the omnibus, there were only 2 passengers traveling inside the vehicle at the time.
Only 2?
Obviously, one of those passengers was the deceased brickmaker, Mr. Mason. The other was the accused, Magnus McGilded.
Sir, you may have one of the best points.
Well, rather damning circumstances to say the least. Defendant, what say you?
And of course I have no recollection of such a thing. Mr. McGilded! To be sure, I rode the omnibus that evening. But whenever I'm in the carriage, I'm taken with a fierce tiredness, and I always succumb to it.
Are you claiming to have been asleep?
'Tis the motion of the carriage, my lord. So it is, and when I opened my eyes, 'twas a desperate sight before me. The body of a man I had never laid eyes on before in my life. Now I ask yous, what good-hearted soul would rush to help a fella bleeding from his stomach? I wasn't about to start worrying about me gloves now, was I? I reached out to give them on a hand. So the blood got into the gloves, and after the man had been killed.
Unfortunately, that statement to the drivers is only the beginning.
What? That's not all of it?
There were multiple witnesses to the precise moment at which the brickmaker was fatally stabbed.
Order, order, order!
When the killing took place, only the victim and the accused were inside the carriage, and there were witnesses to the crime. This is not just a case of compelling evidence. It's the nail in the coffin for the accused.
Thank you, counsel. The circumstances of the crime have been made quite clear. I think we will hear testimony from these witnesses first of all.
Your wish is my command. Bailiff, bring the witnesses in at once.
Oh no. Well, this is only 3.
Witnesses, your name and occupations.
My name is, well, everyone calls me Beppo. I drive the omnibus in the East End.
But it's fair play. I'm a banker in the city.
My name is First. Lady First. I make hats for the gents.
let's begin by confirming the facts. 3 days ago, at a short time after 10 o'clock in the evening, all of you present and stand were in the omnibus and witnessed to the aforementioned incident. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Quite right.
Yes, sir. That's right, sir. Very well, then. Let's proceed to your formal testimonies, please. Each you will tell the court precisely what you saw. Always takes so long getting to these. It was the last bus of the evening, so I had a few customers. I remember it well. The victim and the man accused of killing him were sat next to each other inside the bus. Then out of the blue, the accused just reached over and plunged a knife right into his guts. That's right, he stabbed him. I screamed, I did. I couldn't help it. As soon as I heard the scream, I stopped my bus and I saw it too. Ambiguous testimony, I must say.
Exactly, my lord. These men witnessed the incident in the omnibus with their own eyes.
I'd like to ask a question, if I may. Yes, counsel? Well, this testimony makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever.
Why not?
Well, the incident took place inside a moving carriage, didn't it?
As has been clearly stated from the outset, yes.
Well, in that case, how could those two witnesses possibly have seen what happened? There's no way they could have seen the inside of a moving carriage.
How quaint. I'd read that civilization in the Eastern Island nations was a good century behind our own. But you're here in London yourself. Are you really so ignorant about your omnibuses?
Huh?
Tell me, my Nipponese friend, have you ever traveled in an omnibus?
Well, no. But we only arrived in London this morning.
No matter. I've arranged for us all to see for ourselves the actual scene of the crime, that is.
What? What do you mean? The actual scene? How?
A carriage is designed to be moved at all. Presumably you understand that much.
Yeah.
The omnibus in which this bloody crime took place in here today, in this very building.
Here? What? The entire carriage?
Bailiff! Bring forth the stricken omnibus.
So it was a multi-seat. So that's an omnibus. The omnibus? I can't believe they could bring something so enormous in here. Great Britain's courtrooms are amazing.
As you can see, the omnibus is pulled by 2 horses and can carry up to 8 passengers. 4 passengers seated inside the enclosed cabin and another 4 on the roof deck above. Every Londoner knows that the best views of the city architecture and sights are to be had from the top of an omnibus. And I should point out to our foreign guests that there's a skylight in the roof, allowing a view of the interior from the seats above.
The skylight. Oh!
The penny drops at last, I see. These 2 gentlemen were occupying the rooftop seats of the omnibus when the murder took place. That is how they came to witness the grim incident. Through the skylight.
Makes perfect sense.
Well, counsel, this is a first. In all my years behind the bench, I've never experienced a crime scene itself being brought into the courtroom. There are a number of important clues remaining inside the carriage, my lord. I would like to submit the omnibus itself as evidence. That is the prosecution's wish.
Very well, I see no reason why not.
The omnibus is hereby formally accepted as evidence.
So wait, can I just examine this now?
Can't believe it! The entire crime scene entered as evidence? Yes, Great Britain is simply extraordinary. I could help myself a lot by giving the omnibus a thorough examination, seeing as it's here.
Let us continue with the proceedings then. Your cross-examination, counsel.
Time out, sir. Let's go ahead and give this a little looky-see. What can I look at? What can I look at?
Well, let's open the door and go inside, shall we?
Son of a murder. It's horrible. Yeah, we've seen 3 at this point now. Well, there's a bloodstain to start with. That's blood that's soaked in the seat. Victims, obviously.
Yes, and that seat would be clearly visible from the roof deck.
Would you really stab somebody in full view of other passengers like that? I wonder.
Well, if it was after dark. And there was a lamp on in here, so perhaps the culprit couldn't see anything outside through the skylight.
Whichever way you look at it, it doesn't seem like it was a planned attack. Can we look at the rules? Ah, that's a poster for the Great Exhibition that's due to start in 6 months from now. There's a lot of focus being drawn to the Crystal Tower, centerpiece of the whole exposition.
Oh, the Crystal Tower. It's under construction already, I believe. People all over London must be fizzing with excitement at the prospect of such a grand event.
Okay, not what I was expecting, but sure. That's the poster for the Great Oh, same thing. Yep. Okay, is there anything on... Oh, hello! The seat looks reasonably soft, but it's actually rather hard when you sit on it. Only just wide enough for 2 gentlemen to sit side by side, really.
Of course, an English gentlewoman would be dressed in such finery. It would be quite impossible for her to climb up to the roof deck, so she would have to be seated here.
A woman in a kimono would have the same problem. Women's clothes are very impractical, aren't they? Well, what about this? Seat has a handle, it seems. Ooh, hello. We got some treasure. This looks like all sorts of equipment that might be needed to keep the omnibus running.
Feeding tubs, tools to repair wheels, blankets, horseshoeing tools. So it's a storage compartment for the coachman to keep his things, it seems.
Doesn't seem to be any space for passengers to store their luggage, that's for sure.
Well, I don't imagine it would be very convenient for that purpose anyway.
True. So, nothing in here, huh? What about the other side? Nope. Can I look up here? I can. It's quite a large skylight, isn't it?
Yeah, quite large enough to afford a good view into the cabin from the roof deck.
And there doesn't appear to be a handle or a catch of any description. So I suppose it can't be opened from the inside of the cabin, at least. Okay. Well, I think that about sums it up from in here, at least.
Have you seen enough? Let's step back outside, then.
Okay, is there any way to look at the top, then? Is there a way to... let's see, we got our ladder, we got our license plate. I just saw that. That's cute. And highly confusing.
So this is the roof deck of the omnibus. You must have a wonderful view of London streets from up here.
So people sit all the way up here on bitter winter nights with the cold air rushing past them? And they have to pay money to do so?
I can't imagine how it must feel.
That just made me think of something horrible. Can you imagine being dragged around the city in the freezing cold as a punishment?
Perhaps that is the real price you pay to stay out late.
Oh, I guess so. Can we look at these seats? This is going to be the same thing. Yep. And I imagine the window is going to be the same instance. Certainly see inside the carriage through this opening, that's for sure.
Yes, and there's a lamp inside the enclosed cabin, so I'm sure the witness could have been able to see quite clearly.
That's not good for us. And then, is there anything else I'm missing? For now, at least. So you mentioned the lamp. We haven't really gotten to see that yet. If it'll let us. Let's see. The lamp. Oh, right there. Oh, it won't. Okay. Well, I guess we'll head on back. Sorry, Your Honor. Carry on.
Pray don't expect these Nipponese today to understand the intricacies of a British court's cross-examination rights.
Alright. My first cross-examination in a British court. Focus, Ryunosuke. Focus. Alright, so first things first, let's just press whenever we feel we need to. New customers didn't seem like an issue. Let's sit next to each other.
Hold it!
And you saw them through the skylight and the roof of the carriage.
That's right. When you sit up on the top deck, the window's right there at your feet. There was a lamp on the inside that I had very good view. The two of them were wearing hats and I couldn't exactly make out their faces. But there's not a shred of doubt in my mind that it was Mr. McGildet.
How can you be so sure?
Well, how can I put it politely? Miss McGildet is a gentleman of rather small stature. I couldn't have mistaken him for anyone else.
Right, I can also make sure of everyone's movements.
Let's not forget that when the vehicle came to a halt, the only people inside the enclosed cabin were the deceased Mr. Mason and Mr. McGildet. There is no room for doubt here.
I really wish there was. Okay, this is definitely something to press on.
Hold it!
You actually saw the exact moment it happened.
Didn't I already testify to that?
Yeah.
Oh, our fair dinkum, hard-working city bankers not considered trustworthy these days.
So... Okay, hold on. No, I didn't mean that. It's no good. I've really got his back up. Perhaps you could just tell us what you saw in a little more detail, if that's...
My lord! Jar number 3, what's the meaning of this?
My mind is made up, my lord. Completely and utterly made up.
Made up about what?
I don't like the stinking rich. Never have. They're always up to something or other that they shouldn't be. Every one of them. And that little leprechaun of a man is no exception. Well, he can't fool me.
What?
There's no point wasting time listening to any more of this. That's my opinion on the matter anyway.
This precisely what I was about to say.
Wait, what?
As the foreman of the jury, it is my duty to set a good example to my fellow jurors.
What is happening here?
Let me see. Yeah, it seems that how the members of the jury give their verdicts.
With fire?
Apparently, yes. White for innocent and black for guilty. As the 6 members of the jury make up their minds about the case, one by one, they each cast a ball of fire into the great scales of justice, as we saw moments ago.
So, if those enormous scales fall completely to the black side, does that mean...
Let's do our very best to make sure that doesn't happen.
Now I'm even more worried than I was before.
Very well. The court acknowledges the change in the judge's stance. Counsel for the defense, please continue with your cross-examination.
This is a nightmare.
Hold it!
He stabbed him, you say? And you were sitting up on the roof deck, were you?
Yes, that's right, sir. I was up on the roof seats. I remember seeing little Jen sitting next to the fellow that was stabbed. I'd been thinking about how a new hat design, you see, so I was just gazing absentmindedly around.
See, no change in you guys.
But then I happened to look down through the skylight. It was sticking right out from his belly, that huge great knife.
Still nothing. Grim sight indeed.
That didn't help me at all. The jury looks like they're even more convinced my client did it than they were before. And that appears to have made everyone more dubious that Mr. McGilded was telling the truth. If only we had some evidence to counter their suspicions.
Mr. First,
Oh, yes, sir.
is this the knife you saw?
Oh, good grief. Yes, that's it. It's the very one, sir. Is that?
Yes, counsel. This is the blade that was driven into the victim's belly like a stake through the heart.
That is the blade of a considerable size, counsel.
It is, and furthermore, the scabbard is emblazoned prominently with the criminal initial. The letter M, which seems oddly familiar.
Please, no.
M for Magnus, perhaps, or McGilded, Prosperi. Take your pick. It seems this particular big name in London made a magnificent mistake.
Objection!
But there's M's everywhere. Like, yes, like in Mason.
Objection!
This blade is far too extravagant for a poor brickmaker to revolt. No, this weapon of murder almost certainly belongs to the accused.
Non-conclusive, but certainly compelling, counsel. Oh, I guess I gotta look at this now.
Before your interruption, I'm gonna do my own interruption, please. Thank you. Can I open this up, please? That part is the sheath, isn't it? Are you alright, Mr. Naruhodo?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I just don't really like blades.
Oh, those don't seem like the words of a man with a large katana slung from his waist.
That's not a blade, that's Kazuma's soul.
Anyway, there's no sense in delaying it. Let's see what the blade looks like.
Oh, boy. That looks like a lot of blood.
It surely is blood. The victims. The Englishman's blood looks a lot like Japanese man's blood. Did you think it wouldn't?
Sorry, it's just that we've only just arrived here in Great Britain. I'm finding it a little hard to adjust.
Yes, I do understand.
Let's see. Oh, that's the mark. Alright, letter M. Undeniably Mr. Magnus's McGilded's initial.
And it's beautifully gilded, too. It must have been very valuable, I should think. What is it?
Look at this M. If you turn it upside down, it becomes a W for Wombo. This could change everything.
A W?
Yeah, this is one of those, turnabout cases. I'm sure of it.
I'm afraid I don't know it all, but what I'm sure of is that this is an M.
Oh, well, that idea was quickly quashed. Well, we got the blood and everything, so I guess that's all we can get from there.
My lord, if you'll forgive the interruption.
Juror number 2, go on.
Mr. McGilded is a pillar of society and a gentleman word should be sacred.
I'm not even gonna try that one.
However, those of us in service know we must be accepted as hard truths. Wait, what are you about to do? Dispose of the rubbish.
Okay, I don't like these jurors.
No. I don't wish to cause an offense, but I do like to eradicate all traces of filth and grime.
Oh no.
I have painstakingly typed every word uttered here today and cross-referenced all the facts. As such, I am now in position to draw the only logical conclusion.
Again.
That's 4 out of 6 jury members who proposed a guilty verdict. There are only 2 left. We've had it. Every time I press the witnesses for more information, I just make the situation worse. Nevertheless, what we need more than anything is the moment is more information. We're still very much in the dark. I suppose I'll just have to keep pressing the witnesses. Oh, and that more sparks may well fly. We mustn't give up hope that we'll uncover something that will give us a way of fighting back. But... Alright, keep trying. Can't give up. I just need to keep calm and listen to the witnesses' statements again. Well, yeah, we didn't hear you. Well... Okay, what's your deal?
Hold it!
What exactly did you see?
Oh, really, sir? It would be the passenger, sir. He just collapsed on the floor, he was.
See, is everybody reacting normally? Okay.
And by the passenger, obviously you are referring to the victim, Mr. Mason, the brickmaker.
And the other passenger had that knife in his hand, like this.
And by the other passenger, obviously you are referring to the accused, Mr. Magnus McGilbert.
And he plunged it down like this, stabbing the other passengers in the belly.
What?
Order! It is hard to believe from one of London's greatest philanthropists, but this is damning evidence indeed. The law knows no philanthropist, my lord, only the innocent and the guilty. Good deeds mean nothing when overshadowed by evil. Truth is everything.
Couldn't agree more, sir. The truth.
Alright, so when it happened, the only 2 people in the enclosed cabin area were the victim and the defendant. So help me, 3 whole people witnessed the man I'm trying to defend the deed. I don't like to be pessimistic, but we do seem to be in a rather difficult situation. What am I supposed to think here? Is McGilbert really innocent? Or could it be... Before we jump to conclusions, our first task should be to gather information. We need to understand the case much better than we do at the moment. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Let's listen to those witnesses' statements again, a little more carefully this time. Well, we didn't listen to... Oh, no, back it up. Can we go back? Please? No. I want to go back. Here we go. So we didn't hear yours.
Hold it!
Yes, I think it was sometime after 10, wasn't it? Whoa, hold on. Get out of there.
Oh, yes, sir. That's right, sir. Yes, ever so cold it was. Freezing, in fact.
And you had 4 passengers on board at the time, is that correct?
Yes, it's right. So not all traveling in the same part of the bus, of course. No.
And there were no other passengers where the incident took place. No one alighted, for example.
You're quite right, sir. There are no other passengers like that. No, none.
So nobody fled the scene of the crime then?
I have to say the boss insists on it running. He does every evening, that last bus of the day. But I do wonder sometimes if it's altogether worthwhile. Yes, sorry to say.
What do you mean by that?
Well, what with it being so cold and everything, and nothing making 20 pence on the run, you see. Yes, I spend that much at the pub on the way home, just trying to warm up again. I just can't believe it, sir. Can't believe it. A murder on my own bus. It's too awful to think about. I haven't been able to shake this cold ever since it happened.
My lord, I wish to speak. Yes, juror number 5, do I take that you too? As a master of the London Guild of Coachmen, the idea of motivating community morally city carriages is not really beyond to me. I wouldn't be right to take a decision before I hear all the facts, so I say to myself. But I've heard enough now. The horse is bolted, as they say.
No, please, just keep it open mind a little longer.
Gee up now, Simple Blaze, the finish is in light.
Oh, no.
Maybe it was a long-standing member of the guild, and I trust what the man is saying.
Oh, thank you, sir. You're too kind, sir.
Oh, this is too unkind, sir.
Which now means that 5 jurors agree to condemn this man.
Grandma. Come on, Grandma, don't be mean.
Madam Juror number 6.
Yes, dear. What can I do for you?
You have heard the testimonies of the witnesses in the stand.
Oh, yes, I certainly have. Still got my hearing, you know.
Then pray tell, why do you yet to pronounce your meaning?
Well, dear, the thing is, I'm a creature of habit, me. I always go to the park at around this time of day and sit on a nice bench and get on with my knitting. There's a lovely little park just near where I live. McGilded Park, it's called. The gentleman donated it to the city, you know, to put a smile on Londoner's face, he said. I can't imagine such a fine young gentleman would have it in him to take another man's life.
Someone's doing wonderful things for the city.
That's right, a man like that wouldn't stab someone, surely. Mother, may we go to the McGilded Public Library after and borrow some more books?
How many Londoners live with their heads in the clouds? Do you people not know? What kind of man Magnus McGilded really is?
Well, we're gonna have to question that in the next episode. So, until then, guys, I'll see you all later.